recent video on testing wooden threads, I used oil to lubricate the thread so that it would turn more efficiently and put more pressure, make it easier to turn. And I had comments actually from a few people saying that, oh, you shouldn't use oil on the wood, it will swell it up and make it harder to turn. And I answered back saying that oil doesn't actually swell wood, only water does that. But they didn't seem to take my word for it, so I thought I would set up a little demonstration here so that we can see firsthand. Okay, I've got the samples here. These are all pieces of MDF that I cut from the same piece, and I made them exactly the same size. I've got a cup here with water in it. I'll dump that one in. I got a cup here with oil. This is mineral oil that I used in the threads thing. And this next one has solvent. This is paint thinner, mineral spirits. And then the last one is just air. So this will be the control, you could say. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this up and leave it overnight and see how much these things swell. Okay, next day, and small annoyance, the cup that I put the solvent in melted all over the side wing of my miter station here. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to clean that up, but it's something that I didn't expect for whatever this is, mineral spirits. I expect this from lacquer thinner because it's a more aggressive solvent, but I didn't think that mineral spirits would ever dissolve one of these cups. But it did, as you can see, and it made a mess, and I'll be forever getting comments about what's the big red stain on the side of your miter station there? Did you cut your arm off or something? So anyway, on with the thing. Here's the one soaked in mineral spirits, which is red, dyed red now too. I'll lay that there on the wood and I'll get rid of this. And here's the one that was in the air. Of course, nothing in the cup. Put that on there next. Throw that cup away. And then the one that's in the oil actually started to dissolve a little bit too, because it's a little bit red inside there, which is odd, I think. I'll take that out as well. And I really should be wiping this off before I put it on the wood, because this is good plywood I got there. And even a small scrap like that, man, I'm going to keep it. So just blot off the majority of the oil and put that on there. And then the last one, of course, water can't dissolve a plastic cup, so no problem there. Although the water did turn a little bit, I don't know, amber from the MDF. That's what this stuff is. So I'll blot the water off of that. And now we can take our calipers and measure the parts. I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm trying to do all this in real time, by the way, so forgive the unprofessional video making stuff. Actually, I'll put some sawdust in the oil. Okay, so first up is our control, which is the one just in air. And I didn't measure these beforehand, so there might have been some small variation. But we're not concerned with small variations here. We're concerned with actual problem-causing swelling, Like if you put oil on threads, like was the original thing that prompted all these comments, that the threads would swell up and lock on you. So it takes a lot of swelling to do that. So here I've got 775, I think. 775. I'm not going to bother showing close-ups on this. You're going to have to take my word for it. I know that's difficult for some people to do because I'm, trying to pull the wool over their eyes, but it's 775. So that's the one for the air. The next one is the one with the solvent, and we'll measure that. And once again, I get 775. And you're going to have to take my word for that too. You know what I think I'll do? I'll take a picture and I'll put them on the end here. And that'll maybe make people satisfied. So here's the one with the oil. That was mineral oil. And I'm actually getting 772 on this one. So no swelling. No surprise for me, but you know. Anyway, here's the one with the water. And this is visibly swollen. Like this is visibly bigger. This is 975. So, wow. That's quite a lot. 975. 969 actually. So this really took on some swelling there, while the other ones didn't change, and that's not unexpected. But the thing about, you know, you make some mention of something or you do something in a video, and then people make comments based on their assumptions, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you make the comment based on your assumption with the idea that you might be wrong, that you might be mistaken about what your assumption is. And I used to do the same thing. I used to be guilty of the same thing. I used to be convinced of certain things, and I'd argue black and blue about it. But then several years ago, I learned that no, you can be wrong about these things, John. So maybe you should make sure that what you're saying is correct before you say it. At least make sure that when you're going to argue something, to make sure that it's correct. Holy fuck. No, that's not coming out. Wow, that's oh man, beautiful. I'm gonna have to paint it. I'm gonna have to paint it green.